Good morning, Rabbi Sai. Kesubos Daf Chov Beis, the 8-minute Daf. Today, we're going to learn what does it mean a masla, and also we're going to learn about the concept Chazaka Ein Isha Miza Poneo B'fnei Bala, and much more. Rav says before the Dayanim signed on the henpek, which is the kiyum ashtar, they could testify about one of them. Two could testify about a third one, that he did tshuva on something that he stole. If they testified that he didn't steal, and there are two of them that said that he did steal, that's 2 against 2, and that dying remains possible. But after they signed the henpek, it's too late. They cannot testify on him because they have a busha, they are biased, and they're not believed. If they testify about the fact that he's not an eved, then they are believed because it's gilu milsa ba'alma. They are going to be found out that they're lying, and therefore everybody knows they're b'gam mishpacha and they're believed. You need 3, says the Gemara, for kiyum ashtar, and if one of them dies, you can write on the hempek b'chad le'isai. One of them is gone. Rav Nachman bar Yitzchak says if 2 wrote on the shtar that it came out of bezdin, that's enough. And we're not concerned that perhaps it's a bezdin chatzov, it's a bezdin comprised of only 2 dayanim, because they write in the shtar, V'omar lon Ravashi, the Gadol Hador said that it's okay. Says the Mishnah, if there are edim that say that this woman is a ishasish, or that she was captured, she's not believed to say she's not a ishasish, and she wasn't violated when she was captured. If there are no edim, then we have the famous concept, hapesha osar, hapesha iter. She's the one testifying to the fact that she was married. She's also saying that she's no longer married. If there are no edim, then she's believed because of hapesha osar, hapesha iter, as long as she explained within a few seconds that she was married, she's not married any longer, she's believed. And we learn this from a svara. It's common sense, it's logic, and we don't need a pasuk for it. Gemara tells us that a father is believed to say that his daughter, who's a ketana, is also because it says in the pasuk, "Es biti nosati," I gave over my daughter, so he's believed. If a yavam, that is, if a brother dies without children and his wife falls liibum to the other brother, and that other brother says he's moitzi shemra on the yavama, that she was mizana under his brother, we don't punish him like we would punish the brother. The brother, if he was caught with a lie, he would have to pay 100 kesef. He doesn't have that punishment because it says in the pasuk, hazeh. This woman, in other words, the brother's wife, but not the other brother's yavama. If a woman says about herself, I was mekudesh, I was engaged, so shavi al nafsha chaticha de yisura, she made herself usher to the whole world. So if later on she retracts, we don't believe her. But if she gives an explanation, and a masla is a good explanation, then we believe her. The Gemara tells us a story. There's a beautiful woman who said that she's engaged. And all of a sudden they saw that she got engaged to somebody else. They said, what's going on? She said, people kept on asking me if I could get engaged, and I just had to push them off. So I said, I'm engaged. But then when a good shidduch came along, I said the truth, and they accepted her amasla. The same thing would apply if a married woman tells her husband that she's tamei, and then an hour later she says she's not tamei. If she has a good excuse, like let's say she was sick or whatever, we believe her. Shmuel received this halacha from Rav, and he was so impressed by the halacha he wanted to commit it to memory, so he repeated it to himself 40 times. Nevertheless, when Shmuel's own wife had this situation, and she had a good amasla, he was machmir on himself. The Gemara tells us, if 2 edim come and they say testimony against another 2 edim, the first pair of edim say that the husband died or divorced the woman, and the second pair say he didn't die, he didn't divorce her. The halacha is she cannot get married. It's 2 against 2. Now, if she got married before the second pair came along, or according to the Tanakama, even after the second pair who's answering her came along, then she doesn't have to get divorced. provided, the Gemara tells us, that she got married to one of the Eidim. In other words, one of the people testifying that she's mutter knows for a fact, so he himself is not chayav a carbon. She herself is also very sure in the Eidos, in the testimony, that her husband is dead, and therefore she's not chayav a carbon either. Rabbi Yochanan argues, he takes a little bit of here and there, and he says, if they testify that the husband died, she shouldn't get divorced. But if they testified that she didn't get divorced, then she has to get divorced now from the second man. So the Gemara gives us three explanations in Rabbi Yochanan. What is the difference whether they testify that the husband died or they testify that the husband divorced her? So we have the pshat of Rava, that when a woman says that her husband died, she's very concerned that what if she shows up and she can't deny the fact that he's alive. So therefore she'll be very medayik and we can trust her. Whereas if the testimony is that she got divorced, she could argue with the husband. She could say, you divorced me. He'll say he didn't, but she won't look like a fool. Another pshat we have is from Rav Ashi. Rav Ashi says that the testimony is that he just died right now, or that he just divorced the wife right now. Well, if he just died right now, they could say, well, the body was eaten, the body drowned. But if they say that he just divorced his wife, so where's the get? Abaye says, no, we have to switch things around here. We're not talking about 2 against 2. We're talking about one aid against another aid. And that's a big difference. Because when one aid testifies that this woman's husband died, as we learned in Yavamis, we could trust the woman to get married. Isha medaiko mitzvah. She gets punished if the husband shows up with 16 different things. So she's very careful. So that one aid, halachically, has the power of 2 aidim. Now we have 2 aidim against 1 aid, and therefore the 2, or actually in this case it's 1 equal to 2, wins out. Now, if that's the case, why can't she just get married right away? Why does she have to sneak and get married and then we'll say, oh, well, b'di'evet, she doesn't have to get divorced? The answer is because it says in the pasuk, Haser mimcha ikshus peh u'zus v'sayim. The Torah tells us, make sure that people don't say bad things about you, and even if halachically it's correct that she could get married because she has that one aid, but since people don't realize and they think it's 1 against 1, we don't want people talking. Have a wonderful day.